he feeding right now? Just feeding and waiting for someone to come in? The cock! Hey, I'm Kat. If you're new here, welcome in, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Today, we are watching NOSFERATU, 1922. This is the oldest movie I've watched on this channel so far. I've watched a bunch of vampire movies, and I've really enjoyed them, so I thought it only right that we take it back to the beginning. I think this is the first vampire movie. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm excited to see basically what I assume is the movie that kicked it all off and brought us some pretty memorable classics. Yeah, I'm thinking about Underworld. Yeah, I am. I don't know anything about this movie other than the fact that it is based on the novel Dracula, which I have never read. I feel like I'm a good candidate to like that book, so who knows, maybe this will inspire me at long last to read it. Or listen to it, because I like to listen to books while I walk. Let's get into it. NOSFERATU, a symphony of horror! What a great way to describe it right out the gate. With a symphony, no less. Maybe I should have read the book before I watched this. It's too late now. Just the guy with the crash in the back. I'd be that person. Crash! Act 1? What fun! An account of the great death in Wisborg? The year of our Lord, 1838. NOSFERATU! Does this word not sound like the death bird calling your name at midnight? Beware, you never say it, for then the pictures of life will fade to shadows. Haunting dreams will climb forth from your heart and feed on your blood. I didn't have to read it that fast. Gives me plenty of time. I'm always worried it's gonna fade away, and I'll be left lonely and embarrassed. Wow, this is really sticking around. For all the slow readers out there, and not me. I have reflected at length on the origin and passing of the great death in my hometown of Wisborg. Here is its story. Once in Wisborg lived a man named Hudek and his young wife Ellen. Hutter, Nutter, Butter, too fancy. Can't tell. Cute cat. This will be a nice surprise for her. Oh, he thinks it's gonna be hilarious. Oh, they're so in love. Adorable. Nothing bad better happen to them. Just wait for your surprise. She's sad because he killed the flowers. Why did you kill them, such beautiful flowers? Get out of here! I did write this. There was an estate agent named Knock, about whom all sorts of rumors circulated. The only thing for certain was that he paid his people well. Paid them in sacrificial blood. His laugh sounds like this. If we could hear it. I haven't watched a silent movie in ages. Look at that cut. Count Orlok, His Grace from Transylvania, wishes to purchase a nice house in our little town. You could earn a tidy sum. Okay. You might have to go to a bit of trouble, a little sweat, and maybe a little blood. He's gonna eat you! We'll find out. Yes, yes. What does he see behind those bushy bushers? He wants a very nice, empty house. That house across from yours. Offer him that one. It looks a bit condensed. It looks a bit... Alright, it's a fixer-upper. Off with you! Have a good trip, my young friend, to the land of phantoms. He's like, nothing sounds weird about that. Off I go. I must travel far, far away to the land of thieves and phantoms. Oh. Rightfully concerned. One of them has to be. Isn't it wild they have to say it all with their eyes? They don't get to speak at all. It's wild. Such a different form of film. It's like so interesting, isn't it? She's afraid. You'll come too! You'll carry my jackets. Thus, Hutter entrusted his anxious wife to the care of his friends, the wealthy ship owner, Harding, and his sister. It's Hutter. Imagine being like, I entrust my wife to you. Like she can't do it herself, you know? It's just different times. Will you babysit my wife, you know? I don't know. I like the circular transitions. You don't see them anymore. Quickly! Bring my dinner! I'm on my way to Count Orlok's castle. You can't go any further tonight. The werewolf is roaming the forests. I'm sorry. This is a werewolf movie? There are werewolves in this movie? Oh. Of vampires, terrible phantoms, and the 7 deadly sins. A little light reading. From the seed of something sprang the vampire, NOSFERATU, who liveth and feedeth on human blood. This unholy creature liveth in sinister caves, tombs, and coffins, which are filled with cursed dirt from the fields of the Black Death. Now, what would that word be top right? The seed of... Befife? Belial. He doesn't believe a lick of it. Ah, yes, the book. Ha ha ha. Whoop. He will pay for that disrespect. Imagine being like, this book's nonsense, and then throwing it against the ground as hard as you can. Where was this shot? This I bet is quite beautiful. Get a move on! It's getting dark! Pay what you will! We stop here! Exclamation points. We won't go! We've got a bad feeling about heading over the pass! He's like, you're embarrassing yourselves. Good for them. Survival instinct. This guy's got none. None! Less than none. His boss is literally like, it'll cost you sweat and blood. Enjoy the phantoms. And he's like, ah. As soon as Hutter crossed the bridge, he was seized by the eerie visions he so often told me of. Huh. Wow. That house is precariously perched. Never mind. All right. cool shot. How'd they do this? It almost looks like a negative. Right? Kind of? Oh yeah, creepy. Very creepy, dude. Out in the sun, though, so likely not a vampire, right? Just a creeper. How did you get here so fast? Is this the same driver? How did you get here so fast? Or do all the helpers just look the same? It's the driver. You have kept me waiting too long. It's almost midnight. The servants are asleep. Looks like midday. Sun is out. End of Act 1. Act 2. Yum, what is that? Bread, cheese, what am I looking at? Ding ding. Midnight. Bread. Oh! Uh-oh. You've hurt yourself. The precious blood. Well, don't waste it. He just didn't want to waste it. That's all. He just didn't want it to go to waste. It's the least you could do for your host. Can we not stay together a little while longer, my lovely man? It's still quite a long time until sunrise, and I sleep by day, dear fellow. Completely dead to the world. Oh. As soon as the sun rose, the shadows of the night retreated from Hudek. Imagine I'm pronouncing his name wrong the whole time. Humiliating. Oh. Yeah, you're not waking up refreshed after sleeping on an armless chair, surely. Are you? What's that? Those little teeth marks? Right in the center of the neck? Yeah, your girl's a bit hungry. Yeah. The shots in this are so luxurious, aren't they? Like, we got to see him walk all the way from the back. And that's the whole shot. And it took about 10 seconds for him to walk there. It's luxurious. They're in no rush, are they? I guess when it's such a visual medium as opposed to, you know, all about the dialogue, you have to sort of, you can, take your time more. My darling, dearest, do not be troubled that your beloved is far away. That's the whole message. No, how are you? Nothing? Ah. The mosquitoes are a terrible nuisance. 2 just bit me on the neck, side by side, quite close together. Bloodsuckers everywhere you look. One dreams deeply in this desolate castle, but don't let that frighten you. Guy's like, I'm not a mailman, but I will take your mail. He's just a random man without shoes. Yeah, I'll deliver your letter. Who is this? wife has a lovely neck. Normal compliment. It's a normal compliment. Don't make it weird. I'm buying the house. That nice, deserted house across from yours. Yeah, nobody kisses pictures anymore. Normalize kissing pictures of your loved ones. Wait a minute. At night, that same NOSFERATU digs his claws into his victims and suckles himself on the hellish elixir of their blood. Didn't he whip that book at the floor? Beware that his shadow does not engulf you like a demonic nightmare. Even the tapping was on the music. This is really nicely done, isn't it? Very creepy looking. Yeah. Also, suckles is a pretty graphic word, is it not? Yeah, pretend you're sleeping. Wow, look at the lighting, look at the way it's lit. Yeah, I think it's called like a rim light. Beautiful. Yeah, that'll protect you, surely. At that very moment. Huh. Something is amiss, she's thinking. Look at the size of that pipe. You're just showing off at that point. Doesn't need to be that long. Oh. Ellen! Oh, good catch. A doctor, get a doctor! She's hysterical. Wow, it's so beautiful. Like, isn't it with the black and white? You have to get creative with the light and the dark. It's beautiful. It's beautifully done. Hudek! Whoa, the shadow, remember? We learned about the shadow. Don't let the shadow engulf you. The door frame is really just tall enough for him. The door was so thin. Did you see that? Because it's a set. It's like not really wood. Or if it is, it was like... She's hysterical. Just a mild case of blood congestion. Of course. Would have been my second guess. The doctor described Ellen's anxiety to me as some sort of unknown illness, but I know that on that night her soul heard the call of the death bird. NOSFERATU was already spreading his wings. At dawn, Hudek set out to investigate the horrors of the previous night. Fade to circle. Yeah. You got 2 more little holes in your neck? Is this a set? It really does look like they shot it in an actual kind of castle. This is pretty beautiful, this set. Oh boy. Oh. Would have thought he would have slept like this, but he sleeps with him down here, which is kind of cool. These actors have to be full body actors. It's so theatrical that way, right? It's very clown or mime. It's very like, it's like such a physical medium. But the... lid on. He did it with his mind. Ellen! Ellen! Huh. Has anybody ever tested this? Don't. Dangerous. But you do see it a lot in the movies, don't you? Tying sheets together. The raftsmen were oblivious of the strange cargo they piloted. Oh my god, I said piloted. Erase that from your mind. I'm going to. I was doing so well. End of Act 2! Act 3. He was brought to the hospital yesterday by farmers. They said he had fallen. He still has a fever. I don't recognize any of these actors either. Did they go on to do other movies? Other things? I just haven't seen them in anything else, I don't think. Coffins. NOSFERATU was coming. Danger was on its way to Weisberg. Professor Bulwer, a Paracelsian, that's a word, who was then investigating the secrets of nature and its unifying principles, told me about it. Caskets filled with dirt were loaded onto the double-masted schooner. And Pusa, a schooner. That's a boat, right? A schooner, a schooner, a schooner. Reading's hard, you know. The ship set sail tonight. The edits are fun too, right? They're kind of a little choppy. They're literally. Galaz to Weisberg, port of embarkation, Varna. Cargo 6 crates of dirt for experimental purposes. 1838. Haha. Silly. What, are they gonna check them all? He will eat you. Cute. Be sweet to them. No! That's fake. They didn't hit any of them. He missed. I should note that in those days, Professor Bulwer was teaching his students about the dreadful methods of carnivorous plants. One viewed with horror the mysterious workings of nature. One viewed with horror as that guy swung a shovel at an innocent rat. No. Aww. Like a vampire, no? I don't know, is it? Vampires don't eat the whole thing. As the predator NOSFERATU approached, it seemed that the estate agent, Knock, had already begun to fall under his spell. The patient who was admitted yesterday has gone stark raving mad. Oh. That's what he sounds like. Blood is life! Blood is life! Football is life! Police officer. He's like the plant. He's eating the flies out of the air. It was all a distraction. Ellen was often spotted on the beach in the solitude of the dunes. Her eyes scanned the waves and the horizon as she pined for her beloved. What are all those crosses, I wonder, at the beach? Finally, a letter. My darling dearest, do not be troubled that your beloved is far away. What a relief. The mosquitoes are a terrible nuisance. Two just bit me on the neck, side by side, quite close together. It's important we saw these again, so I'm gonna read them. One dreams deeply in this desolate castle, but don't let that frighten you. But it does frighten her indeed. Look at her. She's beside herself. She'll save him. I think she's gonna save him. What do you think of that? No, I must go. I must get home as quickly as possible! 2 exclamation marks. She's like, silly idiot. You know, how did they do this shot? Is this like a little toy boat on in a glass of water? You know what it sort of feels like watching this movie? It feels like, since they're learning so much about filmmaking during the making of this, it's almost like they're like showing off what they can do. Which for the time, that must have been insanely impressive, right? Because that looked like an ocean to me. I mean, except for the place where it just stopped. But if I'm not picking it apart, it looks like an ocean. Look at that. It's beautifully done. Like, how did they do that? Must be a model. A plague epidemic has broken out in Transylvania and in the Black Sea ports of Varna and Galas. Oh no, masses of young people are dying. All victims appear to have the same strange wounds on their necks, the origin of which is still a mystery to doctors. The Dardanelles, nice, have been closed to all ships suspected of carrying the plague. The Dardanelles. The Dardanelles. The D. We'll call it the D. Nice. It's what he sounds like. A sailor is taken ill below deck. He's delirious. The facial hair in this movie is second to none. It's perfect. Just flip-flops of hair. Oh, cool! So did they layer the film? Like, how did they pull this off? Is that like a double exposure? How did they do that? Cool. This feels like, yeah, I feel like at the time people must have been watching this like, oh. Because I know how to do it digitally. It spread like a scourge through the ship. The first sailor that was infected pulled the whole crew down into a dark, watery grave. By the light of the sinking sun, the captain and his first mate said goodbye to the last of their comrades. Oh, that's really sad. Aw. Guess Nosferatu's gotta eat, you know? Just like the Venus flytraps gotta eat. Can't feel too bad. I'm going below. If I'm not back up again in 10 minutes... Yeah? You know what to do. No! Wow. How did they do that? Do you think they shot that in reverse? And then they like reversed it? Because that's a pretty cool move. I feel like that's like a classic vampire thing to do, is like wake up like that. So that's cool. Very creepy. Oh! Just truly out walking around during the day though, right? Can we talk about how, you know, vampire do's and don'ts have changed over the years? The death ship had a new captain. End of Act 3. Act 4. It is difficult to say how the weakened young Hutter was able to overcome all the obstacles of the trip home. Meanwhile, the deadly breath of NOSFERATU filled the sails of the ship so that it flew toward its goal with supernatural speed. This woman doesn't know what's coming for her. The score is really superb, is it not? Whew. She's probably the creepiest part of the movie so far. I must go to him. He's coming! 3 exclamation marks. That's the most amount we've seen so far. The score is its own character. It's not quietly in the background, you know, subconsciously making us feel things. It's right there telling us exactly what's going on. Isn't it interesting how the role of it changed with words, because we don't need it as much anymore, and yet we do? Very interesting stuff. Just because I'm curious, what are the lines that keep going down? You can kind of see them like in the film material. Like every now and then you see like a little line. The master is near. The master is near. He's making those sounds whether we hear them or not. Wow. Rise! I've wondered for a long time why it was said that NOSFERATU took his coffins filled with dirt with him. I have surmised that vampires can only draw their shadowy strength from the cursed earth in which they were buried. Whoa! Didn't know that. So he has to drag around a bunch of coffins? Full of dirt everywhere he goes? Talk about baggage. Wow, he's really just carrying around his dirt with him. Hard to stay low-key. Hard to fly under the radar with a huge coffin of dirt. A little wheelbarrow would have done him some good, but no. He'll carry around a coffin of dirt. Ah, hello. I had pet rats. That's why I maybe have a soft spot for them. They're wonderful pets. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. He doesn't need any help. He's gonna carry it by himself. It's a weird shape. He could have picked any other, I feel like, carrying container. Maybe it has to be a coffin. Maybe it has to be like the length of his body, like body shaped, you know, so he can like get in there. Roll around in it if need be. I can't believe this vampire is out there flapping around in the daylight, honestly. I'm shocked to see it. When did the night rule happen? This is midday. But that way we do get to see his shadow. Ah. Reunited. Thank God, you are safe. Everything will be all right now. Cool. We've looked everywhere. Not a living soul on board. Not a dead one either. Is he dead? Ah, he's dead. Because he was buried. He's bringing around dirt from where he was buried. Born on July 12th. Crew. Besides myself, the captain. 1 helmsman, 1 ship's mate, 5 sailors. Thank goodness we had subtitles for that writing. It's too fancy for me to read. Day 2, July 13th. 1 sailor is taken ill with fever. Day 3, July 14th. Mate is talking nonsense. Claims an unknown passenger is below deck. Day 10, July 22nd. Rats in the hold of the ship. Danger of plague. Fair enough. Danger of plague! Return to your homes! Bolt all windows and doors! End of Act 4. Act 5. Okay. This genuinely might help keep the plague out, you know? Maybe NOSFERATU doesn't like crosses. Hello. Would you like a cross? Yes? No? Alright. Hudek had made Ellen promise not to touch the book, which had caused him to have such frightening visions, but she found its strange force irresistible. At night, that same NOSFERATU digs his claws into his victims and suckles himself on that hellish elixir of their blood. Oh no. She's taken with his spell. Beware that his shadow does not engulf you like a demonic nightmare. I read. You've seen me read. My eyes are going like this. Deliverance is possible by no other means, but that an innocent maiden maketh the vampire heed not the first crowing of the cock. This done by the sacrifice of her own blood. I read cock like cock, not clock, but it does say cock, so I'm allowed to read that. YouTube. So she needs to get over there. She needs to give him a little taste. Don't heed the first crowing of the cock. Easy. Make quick, and still enough time for dinner. Right? Quick work of him. She's like, this is my chance. The town was paralyzed by fear. They were looking for a scapegoat. They chose Knock. People saw him. He fled from the house. He strangled the guard. He strangled him. He's a vampire. Here he comes now. Just stick out your leg. After him! Oh, the whole town is after him. Oh no, there he is. Just kidding. There he is. Ow! Ow! Oh! Oh! Strong, meanwhile. Look at him. Let's not play games. That's upper body strength. We're not playing games here. Everyone just see him do that? Little cross, and a little I love you cross stitch. That's romance. He went that way, he went that way, he went that way. What's that? What is this? Who is this? What's happening here? Ah, it's just a scarecrow. Alright, well don't take it out on the crops. Crows getting into the crops. That's the real horror of this movie. Just creeping. Just casually creeping. Yeah. Casually creeping. Don't worry. Your husband's keeping a watchful eye. That your husband? Who is that? That's the lady in waiting. No, that's the husband. The clothing of the time is a bit is frillier than I'm, you know, maybe used to. Wake up! Wake up! Uh-oh, maybe she's already invited him in by opening the window. Bulwer! Get Bulwer! Where is he? The shadow. Wow, look at this shot. Beautiful. Sacrifice your blood. Before the cock. I'm not remembering right, am I? Quick! Quick! Ah, he's got his full dressing outfit under. Ready to go. Wow, creepy. Creepy. They caught Knock! So is it Knock with a K or is it Knock with a lowercase n? Ah. Is he feeding right now? Just feeding and waiting for someone to come in? The cock! Yes! She did it! She did it before the first cock! He knows it. He knows it. He's poached. What have I done? He's thinking. That's right. See? Toast. He's giving me toast. See? She knew what she was doing. She's a hero. The master. The master! No! I'm telling you, this guy's got upper body strength and no one's talking about it. I am. He's parkoured off the roof of that building. And he deserves respect. Look what you... Oh, see, and he's got a reflection. So what are the rules for vampires then? And when did the new ones come? Yeah, you messed up. You got lured. He got lured by her. Who's lured now? Wow. Look at the light. Wow. Ah, smooth transition into the fiery ball on the ground. The master is dead. Ooh. You're a hero! Sometimes you just gotta leave it to a woman, am I right? Hudek! I did it! You'll never believe! Oh no, but she sacrificed herself! He took all of her blood! Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Ugh. That sucks. And the truth bore witness to the miracle. At that very moment, the great death came to an end, and the shadow of the deathbird was gone, as if obliterated by the triumphant rays of the living sun. That's sad she had to sacrifice herself. I don't like that. The end. The end? That's it? Say two? YouTube's telling me to watch someone named Kat watches horror movies. She watched Silent Hill. Sounds amazing. Definitely gonna subscribe. Well, I guess I kind of can't believe it just ends there. She got the job done, did what had to be done, the end. Do I love that it was a woman ultimately who kicked his ass? Yeah, I do. Y'all saw me watch Alien and Aliens. You know I love a woman kicking ass and taking names. You know I do. This isn't a surprise. My expectations heading into that were kind of on the lower end because I thought to myself, oh, it's like an older movie. Will this be dated? I did not know it was gonna be a silent movie. It felt like such an interesting experimentation for that time of let's see what we can pull off. The beautiful cinematography, the light and the darkness, emphasizing the shadow. I also just really enjoyed a type of acting that is so reliant on face and body, because it has nothing else. When you think about this compared to what acting is now, which is so minimalistic, the medium has changed so much. It's very, very cool. Very, very interesting. So after this movie, is there a Dracula movie I should watch next? I'd like to watch the Dracula with Keanu Reeves. I feel really happy. This is my first silent film for this channel, and honestly, it was super fun because I never had to worry about talking over somebody. I could just talk whenever I wanted. Make sound effects that nobody asked for. Well, I give NOSFERATU 1922 10 total surprises. I really feel as though I need to do a deep dive into the older horror movies now. If you want to see more older horror movies, leave me a message in the comments. Because if I see a lot of comments asking for like older horror movies, I will add more. Out of 10 really wonderful arcs for that wife. You know, she was all worried, she was all scared. And then at the end, she was like, I know what needs to be done. And it's me, and it's self-sacrifice. What an arc for her. Nice. Thank you so much for watching that with me. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me a lot, and it tells me that you want me to watch more of these. And speaking of more of these, if there's another movie that you want me to watch, leave it in the comments. I read all of them. It's where I go to get my next movie. I'm gonna go for a walk now in full color, but you should watch another one of my videos because this was fun. See you soon.